Hello, chat. How are you doing? Happy Friday. I mean, Thursday. Fuck. We start great. I forget which day it is today. Hi, Dad. How are you doing? I hope your week has been going well. We had a great time last week with Grief Syndrome. I still have some good clips to upload to YouTube. That was great, honestly. It's been a long time since I played Grief Syndrome. And I gotta admit I'm a little rusty because that was the first time that, spoiler alert, Madoka died on me. Oh, yep, I was rusty. But anyways, we did it in the end. And it was a great time. We had a great time. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm doubting about what to do when I finish like Phoenix Wright. Because I was thinking either when I finish Ace Attorney, I take a break from Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and I start Justice for All later, and play Madoka Magica Portable instead, and then Fridays I continue with Tomba, or I could stop with Tomba and then play Madoka Magica Portable, and then on Thursdays we'll continue with Justice for All. I have no idea what to do because honestly I've been like, I mean, we're so close to finishing the game, but to finishing Ace Attorney, and also I don't know, the Tomba hasn't been actually like going at a nice pace because I kept not streaming on Fridays for whatever reason, be it the heat or other things, like family coming over and all that shit. Ugh, I hate being a social butterfly. I hate it, chat. That's why I didn't stream on Thursday last week, because cousins and family came over, and it was by the time that I streamed, so yeah, I wasn't gonna be able to make it. But but they left on Friday, like on the afternoon, so I was able to stream on Friday, and even better, I was home alone for a while, so it was great. It was great. But anyways, let's go continue with Ace Attorney, shall we? Alrighty. Where were we? Trial Former, final day. I think run chapter start. I think we didn't start the thingy, so let's go. Okay. I'm kind of nervous. Okay. February 25, 9:47 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2. This is the defendant lobby, alright? But there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something is happening behind the scenes. Ooh. Edgeworth! Oh. Now that I listen to this song... Yeah. Let me lower that a little bit more. I think that's good enough. Okay. Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt on this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True. Not yet. Oh, goodness. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling on the defendant. 5 minutes after the trial starts, Lana will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you should say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. 10 a.m. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Fucking words! The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Aji, been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a cool one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking if you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? I hate when he does that. Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Okay. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! You fucking bitch! What are you doing? You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I want to slap her so fucking bad. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds defendant... Thank you. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage will certainly be premature. Like the ejaculation... Wait, what? Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, hmm? I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you had me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, hmm? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Sky. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. Fuck you. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy, you'll live to regret this, mark my words. Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. And by the balls. Poor Emma. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Emma Sky. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct?
Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago.
The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial.
Two years ago. Okay. Let me just do that.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
On the chest? Wait, hold up. Puncture heart and lung. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Shit. What does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
You got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence.
Very well, the defense may begin this cross-examination. Thank God I did that well.
Okay. Okay. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes, she was second in command under Chief Detective Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Chief Detective Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office.
That's right. I always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too.
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Okay.
A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer.
Joe Dark was brought in for questioning the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office.
There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him.
What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Detective Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Gant was there too?
Interesting. Neil... Fuck! I pressed too fast. Okay, let me just... Let me press it here again to read again. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assumed that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in? I don't clearly remember what happened then, but... Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights?
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out? Wait a minute. If I was pitch black in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Hear more?
So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw?
Yes, but at the time the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
A picture?
Yes, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning.
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost.
Oh, and I know what it is. Where was it? Nope. Nope. There it is. There we go.
Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you still insist on denying its existence?
Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold!
This is the evidence list of SL9 incident?
Please turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over? Turn it... Oh! What's this? Yes, what is that?
Hey! That's it! That's a picture I drew!
Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you.
What? What? Order! Who would have thought the picture would have been drawn on the back of the list?
That was handed to Detective Goodman in the questioning room. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means...
Your Honor, are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing at the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Is something wrong?
Do you even have to ask?
Sorry, Your Honor. There is something drawn at the back of my list. This is that thing. Oh my god, why? That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Apparently the head of criminal affairs used this for his blueprint.
I guess he was out of scrap paper.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's check the list.
Ooh.
Very interesting.
Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she saw the picture.
I wonder.
This is a picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw that instant.
Think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind?
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This is clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright. Let's go.
Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first I was was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the detective team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gann and Lana Sky.
2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind.
Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. Poor thing. I'm just glad she wasn't her.
Yeah, poor thing. Oh my god. I feel bad for her. What happened after the lightning flashed?
After that, I must have fainted.
You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry.
The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further?
What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here! Anyway, this picture... This picture shows exactly what I saw at an instant.
Ooh, there's something here.
Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course! This is the exact scene! It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives?
Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No, of course not. I better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? Oh, well... Strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet... there is clearly a contradiction here.
I think we might have to present this? Nope. Oh, there we go. I had a feeling it was a autopsy report.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? Oh, I see. I see now. That.
The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife in the man he's holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken.
In fact, you don't even have to look closely to see that.
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See that murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
Huh? Where could you possibly see a problem?
It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken.
Oh! What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right. Well, what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence?
You're treading on thin ice, right?
All I'm saying is that this broken knife might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility.
No. No! Order! Order! Are you saying that the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one?
There is another one. I know which one it is.
If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this.
Here's the real murder weapon.
Okay. I think it's...
Huh? Oh. Then it's not this. Then it's... what is it? In that case we had to present the picture. There we go. It was either the trophy or the picture. There we go.
Okay. The answer lies in the past.
2 years in the past.
Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony.
This is a picture of the award ceremony. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the picture was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood this award.
Order! Order!
Neil Marshall was awarded King of the Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and a broken knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be.
Oh? And why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, this man Wright's knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh.
Oh! But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Wait! I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it?
could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back?
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What? You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half all the time I drew this picture. But all this time, I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recall this guy?
Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger?
This should be interesting. Oh my god.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The head detective of criminal affairs didn't even design him until this year.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well... Oh, fuck. Stop. Please, don't proceed this any further.
Lana!
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair, you bitch!
But you can't do this. I'm already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination, and you bitch, you shut the fuck up! Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
Since we're finally getting to the core of the matter. When I said a man raised his knife... When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark? Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see were shadows.
The power outage that immediately preceded the incident. It's also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you...
Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife.
But as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When the Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I got to help Mr. Marshall. What do you mean, you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur.
In a matter of just a few seconds, Miss Guy was almost killed. Then she witnessed a murder about to take place. A little disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next?
Just then there was...
Okay.
Are you sure about this? Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here.
But the head detective of criminal affairs thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember.
Oh, brother, just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with his winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That way may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was.
What was it Emma saw with that line when the lightning flashed? Who is this Blue Badger, really? I just might know. Blue Badger hasn't even been dreamed out when Emma drew this picture, yet she's certain she saw its shadow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
It is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright!
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What it is that the witness saw in that instant, which shows the mystery Blue Badger look-alike. The only piece of evidence that hasn't been shown yet. This fucking thing.
The mysterious Blue Badger was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I got to show them the correct angle to look at this form.
Oh, there we go.
Ta-da! Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger.
No. It can't be! Order! Order! The defense has proven his claim. The mysterious blue badger witness on the day of the crime was actually this... jar. Although we all enjoy Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point?
What do you mean?
So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything.
Indeed? Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? I'm doubting here.
The location?
No.
Allow me to take this in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
Not only that, but she saw it at a very specific angle.
Knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Where?
The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testifies so herself.
Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office.
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That had to have been the impact that man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
A suit of armor holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the prosecutor's award.
No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes, there is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh shit.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of Me? No!
Oh shit. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So what's the witness who took the victim's life? Then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Guy, but given the circumstances, your dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall, how can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her?
Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? Oh, so it not only changed the location, it changed everything. The location, the murder weapon, and the murderer. Holy shit.
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believing your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. Certainly you can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Touche, Miss Guy.
Give me a second.
Nothing like hydrating. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, somehow.
That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
I got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind is in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in a possession. Mr. Wright, would you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Guy. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us a piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. This one.
This is the message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger from before, right?
Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name?
If that thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
Looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes,
there is a line here drawn in blood. So what you're saying is that these dots were once lines.
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away, but blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No.
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these blood stains will reveal to all. That's the answer. Gotta connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. The murderer's name. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove his client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
was Emma's guy.
Fuck! Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Ah, fuck you, Chief Kent. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of this final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death.
I mean, he was not that innocent.
Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Ah!
Okay, give me just a small second. Okay. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable.
Exactly, bitch. I'm afraid that's not important.
What the fuck? How?
Didn't you know we are defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up of evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied.
What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death.
How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order! 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 Fuck y'all! Get the fuck out of my court!
The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this Riley said it, no one knows.
God damn! Oh hell yeah, we're saving, holy shit! Okay.
Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Oh, by not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Oh, Detective Ganshu, what is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
I take it Lana's having you run errands again.
Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial.
Evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day.
I'm sure you know the 2 rules of evidence law, don't you, right? Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. You could at least study some evidence law, really.
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message.
A message?
She said if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book.
Him? I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Okay, let me check. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Rule number 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. Okay.
Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence.
That's where you run, detective.
Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me? Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility is being all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. This guy found out you unwittingly caused a man's death, and now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal!
You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there.
What?
And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution called for a witness, but this isn't exactly easy to say. You see, there is some concern that Mr. Edgeworth may have struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth a further witnesses. What? But there's never been a case example. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It will prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Very well, Mr. Wright. What do you say?
Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well, the defense accepts prosecution's proposal.
Then it's settled. The defense may now call for the next witness, Mr. Wright. You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over.
Defense calls. Time's finally come to bring out the real murderer.
And we all know who the fuck it is.
Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything?
As a defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime.
I feel we should hear what he has to say about it.
Just a sec. There we go. Oh, that's better.
As luck will have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the last likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. The pompous motherfucker. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Worthy, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police.
Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony.
Alrighto, what's with the green face?
First, let's clear up this SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean that time when Nana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already.
There are still some things unaccounted for.
Oh? Like what?
Like the role you played in all of this.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal?
Weapons?
Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. Talk, you bitch! As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. A power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma seen Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. I see, everything seems pretty clear-cut.
If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast.
Let's go.
As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day.
Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant Lena's guy also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it.
Okay. So the two of you ran immediately after him, right?
That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. What's this about a power outage? Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went into his heart though.
That's not funny. Could you tell us what you saw?
I was just shocked. It was a shocking sight. Neil and that sailor kid were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor.
What, Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor?
Yes, apparently he hit his head and was also knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls.
Lana and Emma.
Lana was crawling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done.
How can you know that?
Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. So that means... You found the body near Lana's desk? That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor.
Yes.
Anyway, as you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Oh yeah, bitch.
So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances.
Is that how it really went down?
Staring at the windows won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare anything, you'd be better off staring at the court record. Worthy, always a smooth talker.
Which piece of evidence ties Gun to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I got to link Gun to the incident.
Ooh, and I have no idea. This is tough.
Maybe...
Nope. Nope.
Oh, I don't know what it could be.
Nope. There we go. I had the wrong phrase before. When I loaded.
If you really had nothing to do with the forgery, then how do you explain this?
What's that? What's that on it? A handprint?
Chief Gant, your explanation, please.
I don't know. You tell me, son.
Huh?
My dear Raito, don't you know the second rule of evidence law?
Uh-oh, not this again. Evidence law. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to this case in trial.
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. Tell me, how is that rag relevant to this trial?
It appears the defense was not prepared.
I guess it's too early to use this piece of evidence.
Please accept my profound apologies, Chief. Would you mind giving the defense another chance?
Well, okay, I'll do it justice once, but only because you asked, Haji.
Thank you, I assure you the defense is terribly sorry.
Yeah, sorry I didn't nail you.
No, it's not that. Oh, there we go.
You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up.
That's right, because the other thing that he was hiding was this, the final piece.
Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar for example.
That's the blue badger you showed us earlier.
A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence list I presented earlier was actually found inside your desk.
It was found where?
You see, Chief Gant, there's articles of evidence uncovered in your office.
Are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the legal investigation. Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this?
Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival worthy.
So you admit to it then? That you were involved in the forgery?
Who, me? Or do you mean you?
Me? Why would I have anything to do with that?
Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Raito?
However, Detective Ganshu was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment.
What? If Detective Ganshu's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment on the list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason to participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Oh,
Indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again.
my apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know.
Alright, Aji, in return though.
I know, that place, right? Huh? What are these guys telepathic? Jesus Christ.
For all I know, you could have planted them in my office.
Yeah, no, fuck you. I appreciate it if you'd stop making these ridiculous accusations.
Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that.
What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped... Mr. Wright, what are you saying?
Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later.
Later? What are you talking about?
What else? I'm talking about when your fingerprints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they will prove your investigation was illegal.
Ugh, face anyone as slimy as this guy. What do you mean by that?
This is all purely hypothetical, of course, but I suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery.
If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery...
I'm not through speaking yet, Mr. Wright. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered.
Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation?
It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced.
Oh, how would that be convenient?
Right? The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time.
Tell me something I don't know.
Come on, Mr. Wright. Think about it.
How can you look me in the eye and say that?
Because I'm innocent.
Yeah, sure.
Remember, who was in that murder, Neil?
I'm no sure I care for the word murder here, but in the end the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma's guy.
Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there's one very large benefit you reaped from all this.
Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit?
That would of course be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh! The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive.
Oh, that's a good one.
Huh?
Do you really think I'm that incompetent?
What do you mean?
Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little.
Is that true, Edgeworth?
Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Aji, would you mind if I change my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me.
Ooh. Nothing in it for you.
Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again.
You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though.
Oh, that's a good one, Morty.
Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Maybe. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake. But if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone.
Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
That's not what I mean.
Very well, I'll ask, who is this person you believe Chief Gan may have helped forge evidence?
Right on, my boy. The look on your face is almost enough to motivate me even to help you out.
Fuck, he's not that one.
In that case... I feel like this is a trap. I'm gonna say no. I can't think of how it would help him. That means he wouldn't have helped out anyone.
Relax and take a deep breath, Mr. Wright. Try to think outside the box. After all, that's why you're good at it, isn't it?
Think outside the box. I never thought I'd hear him tell me that. The question isn't who would the chief help. It's who would ask the chief for help. If someone did that, he'd be sure to find a way to benefit from that person.
It appears the defense has nothing more to say. Chief, would you please repeat your testimony from the beginning?
Benefit from that person.
Hold up, I got it. I got it. Yes.
I thought it was Goodman, but nope.
It's Lana. She prosecuted Lana Sky, the defendant.
I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SN9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant.
But how would he profit from all this? He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially. he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Fuck off! Oh wait, you must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Fucking idiot. God damn it. He can be so stupid. Oh my god. Admit it, Chief.
This is Lana's guy in forging evidence.
You motive to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her.
Right on, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this? That I control Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana, she's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'll testify against Gant.
I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout his entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Just what do you mean?
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement.
What? What? Kill him, kill him, kill him! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious, huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in your law enforcement agency to accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder. That's impossible.
Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language.
It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back from us now.
It looks like he is the one who's decided to go through with this.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder?
Good question.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Just remember, it better be good.
I think which one it is. I think I know the one.
This is the ID card list.
Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. The 7 sevens.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number.
It's your number.
What? How do you know that?
The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code.
7 digits? You don't mean...
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was the 7 sevens. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list.
Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Oh, yes!
Here we go!
Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense search of my office was in violation of the regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime?
What about it? I'm chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he?
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Kent, I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Cat begged the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing: what transpired during that meeting. In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us the proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Interesting. Could be this. No, something more solid. Okay. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. You would have had to give that report to the chief of police.
Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it.
He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh! Detective Goodman took the room form to you, Chief Gant. Then you accompanied the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him.
There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman.
Exactly. But wait! The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once, but you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. No! Damn! Chief Gant, you didn't! The murder was most likely committed on the spur of the moment. No one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why else? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body. However, the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
Everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I must order an officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. How
How could the chief help move this body? Mr. Wright, show us the evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief can't use this.
Oh, the useless thing.
Just in case. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. What's that? A screwdriver? But what does that have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here?
It's here because...
Ah!
I was asked to go by Chief Candleless. He told me he wanted me to keep it at the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back to the prosecutor's office. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office.
But you did, because Chief can't ask you to.
You mean I...
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to carry evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Sky.
What's going on here? Is there no room for a rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations?
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite.
It is a photo of the body being taken from the trunk.
Chief Gant, please say something.
I believe I can fly. Your time's up.
My time's up?
Sorry, Rido, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we make it in time for the Early Bird special.
Fuck your lunch, but the cross-examination isn't reached yet.
Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now.
What? It's not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
So you're going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now.
Well, I
think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with.
I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body. Do I have any concrete proof? I have no proof yet. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence.
See ya, Chief.
In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What?
I don't gamble unless its stakes are high. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Aji, I'll leave the rest to you.
No. I think I fucked up. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer issue. Law enforcement agency.
Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you think?
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
Lady who knows the truth. Another witness.
In the absence of conclusive evidence,
the only other method of proof is testimony.
But you can't have in both his right to refuse to testify.
There's still someone else, one more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? Defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
She may not be willing to tell the truth. But we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth
The defendant, Miss Lana Sky?
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with accepting someone's orders.
Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well, the court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in
Hold on.
Huh? Chief Kent, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana.
He's talking to Lana.
I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claim, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder.
This isn't good.
Court never supports such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then, I got a lunch date to meet.
What a cunt.
Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess. God, I hate him so bad. And I don't think we have time for this. We'll have to leave it for next week. Holy shit. This is long. Goodness gracious me.
Okie dokie. Alright, so let me just do this. Okay. And let's see who's up for a raid. Some people are up. Only one I know, but... Okay, let's see if someone is up, or should we skip the raid?
I'm surprised there have been no cuts. This makes my job easier to upload it to YouTube later. Oh my god. Yeah, it is perfect. Oh my god.
Okay. Let's see who's over to the raid. Oh, Relay is still up. Let's say hi to her. Okay. Oh. As always for the raid, please copy this message. And tomorrow, I'm not sure what we'll do. I'm gonna try to continue Tombat tomorrow,
But I'm gonna ask on YouTube for a poll to see if we keep on going with Tomba and we play Madoka Magica Portable on Thursday when we finish Ace Attorney, or if we continue with Justice for All and replace Tomba with Madoka Magica Portable on Fridays. So tomorrow we'll see you for some Tomba, same time, same channel, and until then, bye bye!